Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Wednesday, December 17th. I mean, we are so close to Christmas. 8 days. Tomorrow will be a week away. And the market was looking a little Christmassy, but more red than green, I must say. A lot of red today. Qs were down, SPY were down, IWM, everything else dipping down pretty good. So we'll take a look, see what's going on for tomorrow. And then Trump speaking in about an hour. So we'll figure out what we want to do for that. But here we go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. How is everybody this evening? Here we are. There's your heat map. NVIDIA, wait out. I said NVIDIA was setting up. I guess it was setting up to go down, I think, because holy cow. Thing got crushed today, down 6%. Not looking good for NVIDIA at the moment. But MU in the after hours, I don't know if you guys were in the Discord, but that thing got flying. It's at 243 is where it ended. And it is looking pretty good. It beat the earnings by a mile. I mean, it like smashed them out of the park. So we'll see if that's going to be enough to pull up the old market tomorrow. How are you, Robin? Good to see you on here. And yeah, you haven't been around. You listen on your way to work, but you've been pretty busy. It's holiday season and all that good stuff. But let's get cruising through and we'll see what's going on. Joseph Levy, how are you? And Asian Joe Lee, everybody else, Doge Mom and Nine, and of course Luis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel, everybody hopping on here. And so we'll take a look and see what's going on. And today it says right here, tech stocks tumble as AI and semiconductor rout deepens, while investors rotate into value and energy ahead of key inflation data. And we will be keeping a look at these energy ones because they are looking pretty good right now, especially. Here you go, Robin. How about this one, RBNE? Speaking of Robin, look at this thing blasting off. Speaking of energy and everything else, this looks like it has some energy to get rolling again. So keep an eye on that one. Your account's been suffering really bad. That's not a good thing right there. That is not good. We'll have to get that turned right back around here, Robin, especially with the January effect ones. I think will be pretty good going into the end of the year. But it has been very, very choppy the last couple of weeks and a little bit crazy. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, it's been a little difficult trading. You have to really be catching the right ones at the right time and not getting shaken out of them. That's the main thing right there because it is jumping around like crazy. Tesla, look at this thing. It was down $22. At one point, I think it was up like $22. Look at that. In the morning, it was up. Then it went down. That had a wild swing right there. That's for sure. And so, yeah, and he said, don't feel bad for Robin. Joseph Levy said he took a hit. I think we're all been taking a little bit of a hit lately, to be completely honest with you, getting a little too aggressive in times where we shouldn't be getting aggressive, I think. But anyway, that's what I think I was doing, and you got to kind of scale it back until the market looks good. You got a ton of this galt right here. It was up today earlier, and then it did pull back there, so I'll have to keep an eye on that for you there, Joseph Levy, of course. And let's get rolling right through. We'll see what's going on in the market, everything else what you guys want to look at. And let's see. Laptop Travel said his stockings were hung by the markets with care, but oh, so red, do I dare? And yeah, there you go. That's a good little one right there. Good rhyme because yeah, it is a crazy market. I mean, look at that thing right there. That is a wild one. Your Mag 7 took a beating. Your Oracle, Palantir, they took a beating. AMD, MU ran up in the after hours, and we'll see. Like I said, if MU that was enough to keep it rolling there. So we'll see if that can bump the market up. Let's first start off with our SPY and Qs. They were obviously down pretty good. But what I was saying today in the Discord, your SPY did get down to that trend or the trend line right there, and it could go bouncing back up. It was up in the after hours, and obviously with the old MU news right there, maybe that'll be the bottom. And then your Qs came all the way down as well. They look like they could pull back, but they also popped up in the after hours. So we'll see. I don't know if they're exactly ready. That's a pretty good red candle right there. And that thing took a beat, and you could have shorted that down from the beginning of the day and sold it at the very last second. Look at that. It low of the day was at the very end of the day right there. That's pretty wild to see something like that, like almost high of the day at the very beginning, low of the day at the very last second. That's crazy. That's like running the ski lifts from the first chairlift to the last chairlift. That's how I look at that one right there. Holy cow, look at that. So if you were short in the Qs today, I'd say you did pretty well, down 11 something today. So there you go with your QQQ and your IWM right here. Was down as well, and it did run up early, and boom, just came down as well. So there you go. And it did bump up a little bit in the after hours. So like I said, we'll have to see what's going on with the market in the morning. Crypto taking a beat, and I mean, Bitcoin looked amazing this morning while we were on. We hopped off the air, and the next thing you know, Bitcoin got smashed off the 20. It passed through the 20. It looked great. I was telling Ben, even if it doesn't close over the 20 and it just closes around it in the 89s, it should be good. And the next thing I do, I turn around, it's like 86. I'm like, well, that wasn't good. So I guess scratch all that, whatever we just said, because that didn't work out so well. So yeah, Bitcoin came right back down. That's not a good look, guys. I'm not going to lie, but that is not looking healthy for crypto. Look at Ethereum. It looks like it wants to come down. Not very good for Solana either. So I must say, crypto not looking so hot right now at the moment, guys. That's for sure. It was looking way better, and it got turned right back around and went down. Look at Doge right there. Cardano dipping down as well. So we're going to have to find the bottoms on all these things and see when it's going to get stellar again, because this thing's pulling back, and I'm not too optimistic that it's going to be popping up tomorrow. And here's your OP optimism. It is trying to get to the bottom and could go right into the basement. Bitcoin 4,000 BTC 347 million just moved to Binance. Matrix port linked wallet sparked dump fears. That spooked the crypto markets, whatever that was doing. So something crazy going on. So that's what happened with crypto. I didn't even know that, but thank you, Laptop Travel. And yeah, it's crypto is rough. I mean, it looked so good this morning, like I said, and then the next thing you know, things were crashing left and right. Everything was coming down. That YCBD was up there, the cannabis. Trump is supposed to talk about the cannabis sector and make it scheduled 1 to 3. So we'll see if that's what's going on tonight. We'll see if we even stay on. He's coming on at 9 o'clock, I believe, but you know he likes to talk, so we can probably wrap up the entire show before he comes on. You guys, we can decide if we want to stay on. I could try to bring up the feed and then mute my mic, see if you guys can hear it. We can take a little test run before. If you guys want to hang out and keep it on here, that's perfectly fine. So you guys let me know. Think about what you guys want to do for the Trump. I'll go through our list, see what's going on, see what you guys want to see, and you guys all chime in and let me know what you want to do for the Trump speech, if you want to stay on or hop off. So you let me know, and here we go. Let's rock and roll here, ONDS. That was pulling up in the morning, and then obviously right back down. Like, look at that thing. Popped up first thing in the morning, and that was a wrap. And we'll see what they want to do tomorrow. I have a feeling a lot of them are going to have that look. That looks like it wants to come down some more, to be completely honest with you, for ONDS. And then your open door right here as an open door to go back down again, because that's what it looks like. It looks like it wants to go right back down. So yeah, the market does not look like it wants to go up. We have to see what Trump's going to be saying tonight. Who the heck knows what he's going to be talking about? And then we have to see if MU is enough to pull up the market tomorrow morning, because it did crush its earnings. It was like out of control. It like doubled its EPS or something ridiculous. Ben was talking about it. We were on in the Discord talking about it. So there you go. Do we think Trump will say anything and get the market pumping again in any particular sector? That's what I'm worrying. That's what I'm wondering, actually, Robin. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Obviously, the cannabis sector, maybe, because he's been talking about possibly rescheduling it from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So perhaps he's going to talk about that. I don't know if he'd really have a big special announcement about that, to be completely honest with you. So I have no idea what he's talking about tonight. But QMCO was pulling back, was looking. Remember last night what I was saying, guys? The market didn't look great, and it could have been just like where it was, just kind of parachuting its way down. Well, there you go. And that's what I was saying, Joseph Levy. Yeah, maybe the cannabis sector. That's about it. So we'll be watching for that and see what's going on. So let's see real quick. RGTI, that had looked good yesterday, and that pulled back right there. Your QUBT, obviously, quantum computing, that was down today, and QBTS is D Wave, and that was pulling back. So all these guys were definitely pulling back right there. And then your QTUM is your Defiance, and that had a big pullback. QSI was just kind of hanging out down there, but not doing anything. IONQ pulling back, but IONZ, look at this thing actually running up there 14, almost 15%, and not looking bad for tomorrow. So you might want to keep an eye on that one. And again, I don't know what Trump's going to be talking about. So he could get the whole market, and it doesn't look great right now. So he might have to get the market popping and have to say, buy the dip. You know, every time he says that, it likes to pop up immediately. So I have no idea, to be completely honest, but we have to see. And it's going to be interesting if he talks about anything in the markets or anything, because they are getting crushed right now, right before Christmas. So it is kind of wild, to be honest with you. And let's see, IONZ definitely setting up. I would keep an eye on that bad boy. And Zach wants to hang out, so that's one for hanging out there. So you guys let me know. Again, I can pop up the feed, and I'm pretty sure I can get the audio on. I just have to turn my mic off, I think, so it don't have no feedback or anything, and then you guys, we can listen. And if I want to talk, I'll just unmute my mic. But anyway, we'll figure that out. Let me cruise right through and see what the rest of these guys are doing. And then let's see what our RCAT, I mean, most of them are going to be down right here. RCAT down right there. And how about your Z space? Been down and staying down. So obviously not going to run in this market. Could you imagine if that was the one that was up like real big today? That would have been funny. But UNH pulling back a little bit. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And even Oscar right there was down a little bit. So have to keep an eye on our healthcare sector right there. And then you have your ABTC actually kind of flat right there. But I think it was trying to set up as Bitcoin was earlier. Look, it was like bottoming out, but now that crypto and Bitcoin are trying to fall back, this may possibly come back down another level. So we have to definitely keep an eye. And like I say, you got to really get this at the very last second when you know it's definitely cruising. These Trump companies are way diluted and all kinds of crazy mayhem going on in these things. Here's Pew, grab a gun. That's another one right there. And then CPL pulling back a little bit. It had looked good the other day, and now it's just kind of pulling back. PSQH definitely pulling back to that trend line. So that's what they look like. Your BMNR, let's go through our crypto treasury ones because they're not looking great either. That's pulling back at the moment. They had looked so good last week. Remember when they were getting ready to go flying, and now they're dipping down pretty good. Here's your SBET, and that is pulling back. And yesterday was just kind of a parachute day there. Doge Mama 9, like we were talking about yesterday. Remember, I said the markets didn't look great, and that green candle could have been just a parachute just so it didn't go flying down. And that was exactly what it did, even though the Qs and everything did dip pretty hard today. UPXI, that was pulling back some more, and it continues to dip. And then your ORBS, this isn't moving. If crypto isn't, and FGNX, look at this thing. How is that thing actually in the green today? That's quite impressive. This thing keeping itself up, something right going on there. Look at that curl up on this thing. I mean, I have no idea. They're an Ethereum treasury, and I have no idea how they have this thing going up right now. But that's pretty impressive right there for FGNX. And that one actually looks good out of all of these. So definitely keep an eye on that one getting set up right there. Might even have to write it down, even though we know it pretty well, obviously. But that looks pretty good. I must say, Galaxy dipping down pretty good today, and crypto is dipping down. In your ASTS, that was taking a big old dip right there. I think obviously the space ones are done running for the moment. They'll rotate back clearly, but I'd have to FGNX had buybacks right there. Is that what happened today? So that's why it was up. FGNX is the latest Ethereum treasury firm to sell Ethereum as its stock creators. And so I guess they sold some. Anthony Scaramucci backed AVAX, and once I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. But anyway, there you go. So Ethereum treasuries, Bitmine, SharpLink in the red as Ethereum falls below 3,500. Yeah, some of these companies, FGNX, great buys of Ethereum versus their TAV discount. So there you go. Thank you, Laptop Travel. So yeah, looking really good right there. and doing something right. That's for sure. And ASTS, like I said, huge dip right there with the space ones, and Kodak right here pulling back. But I mean, earlier, honestly, that trend line looked like it wanted to turn back around, but now it looks like it wants to dip down a little bit more right there for good old Kodak. So we'll have to see how much it wants to pull back. And let's take a look and see what UMAC is up to. And let's see, is it tied to Trump's planning to say we're going to war with Venezuela? That's what is it tied to that? I know, Doge Mama 9, that's what you feel like that's what he's going to come out and say tonight, right? I mean, there is speculation of that. Clearly, I don't think he's coming out to tell us that he's going to be rescheduling cannabis from 1 to 3, and we need like a special White House announcement for that. I don't think that's in the cards, guys. To be complete, if it is, that would be pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. Then the cannabis stocks would go absolutely bonkers tomorrow. Let's put it that way. But I just don't think that's what's in the card. Maybe it's like after whatever he talks about, perhaps. But yeah, I'm not sure. I would think more Doge Mama 9 might be closer on the money right there as a tied to planning to say we're going to war with Venezuela, because that's what it seems like to be honest with you. But yeah, I think you're getting pretty warm right there. That's what you heard. That's what I kind of have a sense of that, to be completely honest, because I mean they've been attacking them and going after them, and like I said earlier, don't we always go to war when we want some natural resources from a country? I mean, I don't really know what Venezuela did. Do they might send fentanyl over here, but do they really? Are they the main provider of fentanyl? I would think China is, or something like that, that are like really making this fentanyl and sending it in here. So, and if that's the case, just take the fentanyl and then just like shoot it back over at them or something, because it'll wipe out more people than you can ever imagine. Like a grain of salt worth will kill like an elephant, so it'll kill many people instantly. But yeah, it's kind of crazy what's going on, but I kind of feel like that's what's happening too there, Doge Mama 9, and I don't know why, but I guess we need some oil or some kind of natural resources over there. That's what I'm assuming. But anyway, let's get back to our show and we'll see what's going on with the White House in a little bit. Nuclear right here falling down. That's about to go nuclear on the way down. And LITM dipping down a little bit. I mean, it didn't look bad yesterday, and it kind of doesn't look bad today. I was looking at it. That could still roll off right there, being one of them other industrial mining ones. So that could actually try to run. And this NIX right here, NIXX, and that thing, look at it, was actually green, and that was crawling up today. So I definitely wanted to point that out because that one actually looked pretty good there. So there you are. Venezuela nationalized its oil industry in 1976. Trump is waking up 50 years later. Seems that way, right? Laptop travel. So yeah, something's up with it, but I agree 100% with you guys that something was going on with the oil, the Venezuela, and the natural resources, and something that he wants from them. So General Gerald Ford was president. I mean, I don't really see Venezuela being too much of a threat, are they? I mean, what kind of do they even have a military? I mean, honestly, does anyone even know what kind of military Venezuela has? I mean, it can't be anything that crazy. So anyway, China bankrolls a lot of the fentanyl supply. That's what, yeah, they totally do, Luis Rodriguez. I know that for a fact. And China provides the precursors of the fentanyl to other countries to make Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, and all them. Yep, absolutely, 100%. So yeah, really, China's the actual supplier and the maker and the provider of fentanyl. So at the end of the day, if you're really going to go after fentanyl, you're going to go after China, so not Venezuela. Anyway, he wants Maduro out. Yeah, he definitely does want that too. And yes, he has a military. Are they even? How many people do they have, Joseph Levy? You know, you're a military guy, so you definitely know. This is a good question for you, Joseph Levy. What kind of military does Venezuela have? Do you have any idea on that? And so yeah, let us know about that. Let's keep on cruising. We'll get through the rest of the list and see what's going on. If anything else looks pretty good here, IVF, that's pulling back some more right there. And what about that IVP right here, that Inspire Veterinarian? This one's been in the basement and still pulling back, trying to make a base down there, but not moving, that's for sure. And let's see, it's the Neztec. Oh, then this one pulled back pretty good today. This one might be coming down to $2 now. It was looking good the other day. I mean, everything was looking good for a minute, and then the next thing you know, it was like a bomb went off in the market. It's definitely coming down, that's for sure. Hertz, same situation. Yesterday, you would have probably looked at it and said, yeah, it's a great opportunity, because we did. And then today, pulling back, and tomorrow could be a totally different day. We know that. So I'm not losing hope here, but it's not looking great. I can tell you that. And Chipotle running up. So keep an eye on Chipotle. That could continue. There you go. There's one of them that we liked was running there for CMG. I know a couple other ones that were running, as a matter of fact, but Eli Lilly coming down right there. Looks like it's dipping down. And let's see what our buddy Cracker Barrel's up to. I knew this was up today. I was like, how is Cracker Barrel up right now? I don't even know, but it looks like it wants to roll off that MACD and try to get moving. So keep your eye on good old Cracker Barrel right there. What did they have going on today? The five biggest. Nope. Can look at that. There's nothing there. So anyway, there's Cracker Barrel. It's actually looking decent today for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. And Lulu right here, that was up as well. So there you go. Lulu not looking too bad. That could continue to run for some momentum tomorrow. So keep an eye on good old Lulu right there. And let's see, there you go. And yeah, there's good old Lulu looking pretty sweet. And let's keep on cruising right through our list. These ones look good. I know that. Boil and Gush. And that was up 5%, up a little bit more in the after hours. That natural gas one, that's looking really good right there. So keep an eye on that. And also Gush right here. And that was up. So both of them I knew was looking good. Chipotle's looking good. Figment's looking pretty good right there. That sure is as well. So keep your eyes on good old Purple Dinosaur, FIG, Figma right there, software application. That's looking pretty good right there as well. And then Plug, it's down a little bit. It's been trying to plug along, though. It was up early, pulled back. We'll see if it can hold itself tomorrow for PLUG. And QuantumScape, in this run up early in the morning too, I think we were looking at it. Yeah, it did. It spiked up first thing and then ran down, but a lot of them did, honestly. That was kind of the pattern there today, I would say. And anyway, there's your QuantumScape and Rocket companies. Let's see what that's up to right here. Zach, in this one, not looking too bad, honestly. We'll have to see tomorrow. The 20's over. So if it really curls down hard, it could pull back, but you do have your 50 right there, like 1760 some. And you have a support line down here. Not that you want to see it in the 1690s, but if it has to get down there, you have good support. I'm not sure it gets that far down, to be honest with you. So that's RKT. And then our Home Depot and Lowe's, these were up today. I know that. And Home Depot is looking good, and even Lowe's looking good. So you can keep an eye on HD and LOW and see if they want to continue to run there tomorrow. So I knew they were up today, looking pretty sweet. IMRX right here, down a little bit. We have to see how far this wants to dip. I think that's going to be a good opportunity. I was just talking about Fig right there. That's looking pretty good. And Carmen Holdings was pulling back there today, and we'll see if it can bounce off that trend line right there. How about Critical Metals, CRML? And that's a pretty good pullback. And then we have our circle right here, and that was circling down. And then Rich Tech Robotics, that was pulling back a little bit, but C1 right here was looking pretty strong, I must say. So keep an eye on that. We'll see if that has a buyout coming up, and we were looking at it for that in the Discord, so we've been talking about it anyway. And CLE up, not that one, CELH, Celius Holdings right here, big dip down today, down 5% or more, and that is pulling back there. So we'll see. It does have that trend line right there. It could stop itself at that 38, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then, of course, ELF has to go up at this time. It is its favorite week coming up here, starting tomorrow. I would say 7 days from Christmas tomorrow. So ELF should be trying to run along right there, and it doesn't look bad. USAR dipping down. That's a rare earth one, and that is pulling back. Snapchat not looking too bad, guys. Keep an eye on that one, trying to set up for SNAP. And of course, IREN, big dip yesterday, more of a dip today, or not even dip, dipped the other day. It was a big dip. Kind of bounced around yesterday, but definitely dipped back more today right there. For IREN and PSKY right here, Paramount, that's dipping. As we were talking about this morning, the Warner Brothers board today said they unanimously urged the shareholders to reject Paramount's tender offer and reaffirm the Netflix merger was a much better deal. So there you go. And then Netflix was up just a little bit today, It was up, but then it pulled back some. So we'll obviously see how that looks in the morning right there. And let's take a look and see what this VWAV, that vision wave's doing. It was way down and that was pulling back. That was actually trying to set up the other day. Here's Mike or Joseph. I almost called you Michael Anthony. Joseph Levy's Galt right here. And that one was spiking up, and he has some good news on that. GALT. It had an up, didn't it get like a up rating or something like that? I forget what they did. But anyway, GALT, that one's going to be a decent one right there. Keep an eye on it. And ASBP right here is good old Aspire Biopharma. And check this bad boy out. This one was kind of pulling back. We were looking at it last night. It was in a pretty good spot, but pulling back with everything else. Like I said, Robin, keep an eye on this RBNE again, because this thing looks like it wants to get spiking, especially with the oil and gas right there. That could get it really popping right here. So keep your eye on that. And we do like this one too, TMDE. And this is way down and trying to get set up. It's not ready just yet, but maybe tomorrow it just pops up. So keep an eye on that one as well right there. And how about Michael Anthony's right here? That ABEO, he can't be happy about that being down 3% and pulling back at the moment. And then his DLO, D local right there, spiked up early, but did pull back a little bit. It does look like it could have a little bit of pullback right there. And there you go with that list. Let's keep going with Jolie's Jams and our laptop travel list. And we'll see our Spy Mag 7 big caps. And we'll do a little test run real quick and see if we can get the old Trump feed up real fast. Here, we'll go on here and see what's going on. Good old YouTube. And let's see the Trump live. Here we go. Let's see what we can pull up. No, that's not. Somebody post a link up or something. And hold on. Trump live speech today. That'll bring it up right here. There we go. The Hill updated. So yeah, we'll bring this up. Actually, you know what? I should try to figure out if I can get this thing to work right now and let me know. Hold on. Yeah, ready, guys? Let me know. I'll mute my mic for a minute. You guys tell me if you guys hear this thing on here, because I have it on the feed, so you should be able to see it. Tell me if you can hear this thing. I have the volume up, everything's up and working. So you let me know. I'm gonna mute the mic for about 30 seconds. So tell me in the feed, Laptop Travel, Louis Rodriguez, everybody else, Doge Mom and I. Let me know if you can hear this thing, so we know if we can hear Trump when he comes on. Can you guys hear that? No, you can't hear it. All right. I have to somehow get that feed in there. I don't know how to do that on here. I guess I should have probably asked Rhett how to do it today, because they always do it. I have no idea how you even do that. Thanks, Laptop Travel, for letting me know. Yeah, I got to figure that out. To be completely honest with you, let me think about that real quick and see if I can get that figured out in a minute. Hold on. What the heck can I do? No audio. Thanks, Joseph Levy. Yeah, how the hell do I do that? Oh, you know what? Hold on. What if I do this? Ready? Hold on. I'm going to mess around for a minute, guys. So just give me 1 minute and let me know if this will work. Hold on. Let's see. That'll take me out of the picture. Maybe. I don't know. And you can't hear that either, huh? Damn, what the hell? I don't know how to do this, to be honest with you. I wish I did. And well, let me go back over here. D low right there. All right. You have to change your audio input settings on the Mac. Yeah, I have a Mac. That's how you have to do it on here, to make it. How do you do it? Laptop travel. Tell me how the hell to do it, and I'll do it. I have no idea. I was wondering how to do it the other day. I was like, how the heck do you make it the feed go through like that? I'm not even sure how to do that. So let me know how to do that, laptop travel. I'm looking in the settings and everything. I have no clue. Audio. I have this as my audio, but then if I go there, I can only make it like Logitech Zoom audio. That's not it. And then the default. So that's not going to be it. And then my speakers. But that's not going to be it either, so that's not going to do it. Yeah, let me know how to do this laptop travel, and I'll try to do it. So Zach, yeah, you guys couldn't hear it. So yeah, I'm not sure how to make that work, guys. To be completely honest with you, I have to either have laptop travel show me or get Rhett to show me real soon, and that means like tomorrow because I'm not exactly sure. So I'll roll through and see what's going on with the rest of the market, and we'll cruise through. And maybe we aren't watching it tonight with me, and but then I'm gonna figure this bad boy out because I do want to try to get that figured out. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. And let me see. I'm just trying to mess around and see if I can figure anything out with the audio over here, but I really can't. Laptop travel sent me a picture. Let me open it up and see what it looks like. And maybe we can figure something out here, guys. So give me 1 minute. Let's see. You're over there, and what the heck do I have to do? It says hold on. What do I have to hit on there, laptop travel? I'm not even sure what you're even showing me. I know which screen that is, where the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and all that good jazz is. But then what do I have to hit? So what do I hit on that screen? I'm not sure what you're telling me to hit there. Oh, click the two. Hold on. Give me a second. Click on the two white bars on the right side. All right, let me see. Let me get into there and check it out. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me see if I can figure this out. System settings, because I think that's where that is right there. That certainly is. Oh, shit. I went right out of that. System settings. Okay. And let me see over here. Give me 1 second here, guys. And then you were in the Wi-Fi or something, right? In the Bluetooth Wi-Fi, something like that. Or somewheres. Oh, you're in like the display with all that stuff. How do I get to that? General? Where is that at? I don't even know where that is. Laptop travel. How do I even get to that page right there? I do have that thing up here. Oh, I have that. So if I click on that, laptop travel, it gives me like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and I think I might have just figured it did have something on there like that. President Trump or something. Do I have to click something on here? I'm not even sure, guys. I have no idea. I'll have to figure this out later. I won't bore you guys. I'll have laptop travel or someone get me to figure this thing out. And then what did you say? Click on the two white bars on the right side, then go to sound options, and let me see. And then let me see. And you sent me a screenshot. Let me see what it looks like. I actually saw something like that. Do input. I have to go to that. Oh, and built in. And then which one would I click on? The input output thing? All right, I'll try to get it figured out. I'll do the show and then I'll try to get this thing figured out for us. So I'll mess around with it in a couple minutes here. Let me see. Audio, it's probably right down in here, I would assume. I don't know. You guys know I can't figure this shit out right away. It takes me a few minutes. I wish I could figure it out faster. I used to be able to like zoom right around and do stuff like this, and now it seems like I'm an idiot. So I have no idea. But anyway, I'll just do the show. I can do that. How about that? I'll do the show. We'll figure this out later. And we'll come back to it. So anyway, here we go. That's D-Lo. We did all that. Let's see our Jolie's jams, and I'll see if I can roll through the show and still figure that out in a couple minutes. Let's go. RYM Let me take a look at it. That was up. That's a cannabis stock right there, and it was running up there. We were talking about it last night, and it was looking pretty good. So you keep an eye on that. And again, I don't think that's what Trump's going to be talking about tonight, to be completely honest with you. BLNK is blink charging. And look at this bad boy in the basement. It will get set up and be really good. Sizzle, will get sizzling again when the market turns around, and we have to see what Trump's going to say. And that's why I do want to have it on. And look at Sterling. I saw this. It took a huge dip down. That's for sure. It was dipping really good today. So there you go with that. And Rivian right here is pulling back at the moment. Looks like it could be pulling back a little bit more. And how about Symbiotic? And that had a big dip down to its trend line. So there you go. And our laptop travel list, real quick. AMS, American Shared Hospital Services, not too bad right there. AUST, let me see. Austin Gold Corp. This one's not too bad. It's a good gold one right there. I forgot to look at JNUG and these guys. JNUG was up a little bit today. Not looking too bad. NUG was up as well a little bit. Not looking bad. Silver was up. So we'll keep an eye on them, obviously, and see what's going on with them. And back to laptop travels list, AIXC. AIXC. Yeah, there you go. And that is AIX Crypto Holdings. And somehow that one's up in the air, moving with crypto pulling back. So that's an interesting one. I don't know if they're what they even have in crypto, but just the fact that it has crypto in its name and it's up is pretty wild right now. BANL right there. That one is kind of jumping around. It was hopping up there yesterday. Not looking too bad right now. And Edible Gardens right here. Let's see what EDBL is up to. EDBL. Let's click on that and see. It's up today, just spiking around. That has a nice curl up look right there. Laptop travel. Definitely look at that in the morning and see if it wants to run FCUV, Focus Universal. That was pulling back a little more in the after hours. We'll check some of these tomorrow. GBR right there was running up today. New Concept Energy. And again, that's a real estate. I thought that was going to be an energy company. I figured a lot of the energy and oil and gas ones are going to be moving around right now. And JVA right here, Coffee Holding. And that looks like it's in a pretty good spot. Let's see if it can get bouncing right there. Maybe if not tomorrow, Friday perhaps. But you keep an eye on that JVA right there. Not bad spot that it's in. KPRX just kind of hanging out in that channel, not doing a whole lot. And in your loan, Manhattan Bridge Capital, and that actually looks pretty good. We might have to keep an eye on LOAN. That's how you spell loan. And NRXS. Hold on. Let's see. It came up right there. NRXS and Neuraxis. And this one looking pretty good. That one actually looking really good right there. NRXS. That could be a runner for sure. Tomorrow, if the market's what am I doing? I'm hitting all kinds of stuff I'm not trying to hit. But anyway, Sonoma. Let's see what that's doing right here. Sonoma Pharmaceuticals, and that's not looking too bad right there. Breaking alert, the U.S. Air Force assets are launching from various air bases in the United States. Venezuela F-16s just went airborne. So there you go. Thank you, Laptop Travel, for the breaking news. And yeah, I'd have a feeling that's what it was going to be. So I would say we were going to war with Venezuela for some crazy reason. I have no idea why, but we certainly are for something. And let's see what's going on here. Asian stocks drop as traders pull back. And let me see what else. The dollar holds gains against sterling yen as central bank decisions loom. And the S&P 500 futures are a little changed as inflation report looms. CPI comes up, and why NVIDIA, Broadcom, and other AI stocks fell sharply today, because they certainly did. That is for sure. So there you go. And jets are flying. Things are going crazy. All kinds of wild stuff happening. How about that craziness with that dude, with Rob Reiner or whatever? Is that how you say his name? I think Rob Reiner and his wife. I mean, that's a shame. And I think what Trump tweeted was completely out of line as well. I meant to mention this yesterday. That was crazy what he had tweeted. And again, it goes back to the whole Charlie Kirk thing. It doesn't matter what their political beliefs are or whatever they say. The guy got like literally murdered by his own son. I mean, how crazy is that? Slit their throats while they were sleeping, they think. How crazy is that? And that kid's obviously deranged for sure, and obviously a spoiled, deranged little brat, and goes and kills his parents. And how crazy Yeah, that's a wild story for sure. So anyway, that's a shame. I feel bad for them. Regardless of whatever political beliefs they have, who cares? Put that to the side. These people are human beings and pretty passionate and compassionate people, it seems like. And yeah, unfortunately, lost their lives to their own son, and because he's a freaking maniac. So yeah, he's going to be in jail, I'd say, for a long time. That's for sure. And what a maniac! Wow, could you imagine? I mean, wow, that's so. And like the daughter lived right across the street. You're talking about like a $13.5 million home. So, and this kid lives in it with his parents. Not anymore, clearly, but unfortunately, and yeah, wow, and he was at that Conan O'Brien Christmas party, like acting like a maniac. He was going around asking people what their names were, what their first and last name was, and if they were famous and like crazy things, all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyway, that's a shame. That is crazy. We're in a crazy, crazy world, and there seems to be no end to all this craziness. You're not kidding. And you know that's what Trump was going to talk about. Laptop is this will tank the markets unless it's another 88-hour war. You're not kidding. So, yeah, no, the markets could be slipping tomorrow for sure. And that's why we'll see what he's about to talk about in 20 minutes. Let's cruise right through and see what's going on here. I think we got through, did we? Yeah, TPET right here. That's a trio petroleum oil and gas, and that looks really good. So keep an eye on TPET tomorrow. And I would say a lot of these oil and gas ones are probably looking pretty decent. Look at that thing, AGIG. That one was beat down. That looks good. Anna, I mean, you can just go through and see real quick. A lot of these are set up right there. Look at these things getting ready to rock and roll. So I would say that's what you're looking at right now at the moment. So you might want to keep an eye on some of them. Apple down right there. Looks like it's pulling back. And how about Amazon? What a time to go to war a week before Christmas. I mean, could you have delayed it until like after the new year? Would have been much easier for people to digest. I mean, Jesus Christmas. Literally, Jesus Christmas. And Amazon right here. That's dipping down a little bit right there. And how about your Google? That had a huge pullback as well. And Meta got one down as well. And that was actually looking good the other day until today. Microsoft was up for a little bit and then it pulled back there. And Nvidia got crushed as well. And they all got beat down right there. And I think they're going to take more of a beat. And it sounds like if we're going to war, Tesla got destroyed today. That's for sure. And that was running early, trying to get up to like that 500, didn't make it, and then got beat down pretty bad. The 469, 467, that's a big beating right there, that's for sure. And that is your Mag 7 AMC right here. Let's see, it's dipping down pretty good. GameStop was actually up. GameStop looking pretty good, setting up right there. So keep an eye on GME right there. That's not too bad. And let me see what Chewy and Unity are up to. Chewy right here, dipping down, that's for sure. And Unity is pulling back as well, and it looks like it's going to be pulling back some more. Netflix, like I said, that one should be trying to curl up a little bit better, but I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, no, there's so much for that January effect, and now it's now it's going to be a December effect, and that means it's going right down. Joseph Levy, I would say that's your December effect. It looks like, holy cow. So Netflix should have been looking better today, to be honest with you, but there you go. And AVGO and all these guys dipping down hard, but MU, maybe it's a savior in the after hours there. I don't even know if that's going to save it, to be honest with you. TSM, that looks like it's pulling back pretty hard. We might be able to short these guys down tomorrow. SMCI, all these things look like they're going down. The market looks like it's pulling back. AMD dipping down pretty good too. And how about that QCOM right there, Qualcomm, and that is pulling back there. And Snow right here is coming down. So there you go. It's Snow is trying to curl up, but it certainly isn't. And PayPal, that's even pulling back, and that had a good look for that January effect, and I'd say not so good right now. Let's put it that way. Intel coming down as well, and Dell is pulling back. And yeah, I'd say the market isn't looking too pretty right now going into the tomorrow being a week from Christmas. IBM kind of just hanging out. Palantir got blasted down today. I mean, it got crumbled and down $10, 5.5%. That's a pretty big dip for Palantir right there. Sophie right there down pretty good too. So yeah, the market just getting rocked right now. Mara down and Riot. These guys couldn't hold themselves up anymore because crypto is not looking good. And Clean Spark was pulling back there. And of course, your Robinhood or MicroStrategy first. Of course, that's going to be pulling back. That's going to be getting hurt right now. I'm telling you, especially if these things start really pulling back. Robinhood right there pulling back, and that's not how you spell coin, but that is, and that took a big dip. And Bull was looking good this morning, and even that dipped down. So these guys not looking so good. Space pulling, yeah, Space is setting up. Virgin Galactic, it's actually an aerospace and defense. Maybe that's why these guys were all getting set up the other day, and that could run. Lockheed Martin, Huntington Ingalls, a little bit of pullback there today, so we'll have to keep an eye on some of them. And let's see what DJT's doing. That's pulling back. Boeing was pulling back a little bit right there. And let's see what else is going on with McDonald's. Look, when the market looks bad, guys, McDonald's is your go-to. I don't know why, but it usually is. And there you go, MCD going up. Disney has been looking good, but could be pulling back now. And Oxy probably looking really good right there, like it is. And ExxonMobil looking really good. I know that. So there you go. And DXYZ, that one trying to bounce. I don't know. I think they're actually going to be pulling back. So that is what they look like. Venezuela originally bought 24 F-16s, but due to U.S. sanctions and lack of parts, only a very small number remain operational. So with estimates suggesting as few as 3 F-16 single-seaters and 1 F-16 B2 seater are flight ready as of late 2024-25, with the main fighter fleet now being Russian Su-30 something. So there you go. There you go, Joseph Levy. So thank you for that update right there. And let's see, I got to figure this out. Laptop travel. How the hell do I get to that spot? Walk me through this. I go to that Apple thing, that Apple symbol, right? And then I go to what? System settings, I think, right? And then that'll pull up that the general thing where like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and all that crap's at, and then it should go to general. Where the hell did I go to get to that other screen that you were showing me? That's not the VPN because that's none of that stuff. Bluetooth, it's not exactly that screen. It had like everything on it. How the heck do I get to that? General, it's not there. I know how to get to it on my iPhone. I don't know how to get to it on my actual on my computer though. I'm not sure what the heck that even is. How do I get to that thing? Jeez Louise, laptop travel. This is killing me now. How do I get there? Do I go here and then somewhere's no, that doesn't look like it's gonna be it either. No. Hold on, give me a minute, guys. I'm trying to figure this thing out so we can get some information on here and get to the I gotta see this Trump thing, or we're gonna have to hop off. I gotta watch this thing because this is gonna be an interesting one for sure. Maybe we'll just put it on or something and you can watch it and we'll just watch it together and I'll just search sound. That's a good idea, laptop travel. Now you're talking. That's a great idea, laptop travel. How do I search shit on here now? That's the problem. How do I search things? Search. It's usually down here. I got too much shit on my there. It just popped up. I said search and the thing just popped up somehow. Well, that was great. Thank you. Sound. All right. Customize website notifications, change websites, stop autoplay, and show all help topics. I don't even know, but I'm going to click on that one to see what the heck did I just do. That's not where I'm trying to go. Where did I just get this at? Oh man, hold on, guys. How did that thing just pop up? That was pretty wild. I just said, I must have hit that search right here. It says help, but that's like a Mac user guide. I don't want to search that. I want to search the computer is what I want to try to do. Why is everything so difficult when you're trying to do a show and cruise along here and get things done on the fly? It's always difficult. Hold on a second. Let's see. Sound. Mac Mini, that thing, the the output. Oh, that says output sound settings. Hold on, I got to somewhere. I think. Here we go. I got to it. Input. Here we are. I think I found it. Laptop travel. All I had to do was click on the freaking sound button at the very top of the computer, and it went right to it. Wow, that was pretty amazing. And yes, that's where it's at. It's in sound. Thanks. So now what do I do? Play sound effects through, and that's HP. That's not going to be it. Hold on. I need that through that. Input, output. What do I want to do here? So now what do I do? Laptop travel. I got to that place. How do I get it to send through? I can see that this thing says my input is my input. So it would have to be output. And then I would have to use Doug's Mini. Let's see if this works, guys. Hold on. You might not be able to hear me. I don't even know. Hold on. Let's see. You tell me in a second. Hold on. Shit. Is that thing working? Because I can't hear shit now. Can you hear me or can you hear that? I can't hear anything, so I don't even know if this thing's playing. Hold on. Let's see. Is this thing even working? Let me see. Hold on. Let me go find something that might actually be talking here. I don't even know if this thing's talking. Hold on. Let's see if this thing's talking. This chick might be. Yeah, she's talking. I can't hear anything. Can you hear that, guys? I can't. Nope, didn't work. I didn't think so. I can't hear anything on there. All right, so let me click this output. I don't even know what I just did right there. I should have probably paid attention to see what it was before I did. Oh, now I can hear it. All right. That's what it should be though, I would think. That's the output built in USB. Wouldn't it be output that I need to figure out here? Hold on. I have it up. I can hear it now, but you guys can't. Ready? You guys, let me know. Laptop try. I'm gonna click through everything. It's an input. Okay, so let me go back here. It's an input, and then what do I hit? Joseph Levy. All I have is my Logic Brio and my Shure mic. That's the only input things that it's giving me here. And then it says up here, alert sound, play sound effects through the Mac Mini or my mic or the 8. That's not going to be it. I know that. Alert volume. Sorry guys, I know this is exactly not fun, but trying to figure this out so we can get it on here. Hold on. It's not gonna be on there, right? I don't even know. I probably shouldn't have hit anything because now it's gonna be all messed up. Hold on. No, we don't have anything on. Come on. We need to hear something so we can know if it's tell me if you can hear anything. Ready? I put it through my mic. Is that working? I'm thinking if I put it in my mic, it might work if I shut up. Did that work, guys? Joseph, leave your laptop travel. Do you hear anything now? If not, I'm not exactly sure. It's either there. Yeah, it would have to no sound. Shit. I don't know what the hell to do, guys. I have to ask Rhett how to do this. Oh, you know why? Yeah, it might have to be in Chrome. And this is not Chrome. This is in the Apple one. You're right. It might have to be in Chrome because the StreamYard stuff works best in Chrome. Shit. Um. I'd have to like rechange everything. I don't even know if I could do that. I guess I could. Hold on. I don't even know how I would do that. To be honest with you. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see something. I'll go on here. Let me see. Maybe this will work. I don't know. Nah, because I'd have to change the whole stream. I don't know how I would do that. Never mind. I don't know, guys. I have no idea. You just sent me the instructions for StreamYard. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let's see if I see it real quick. Let me figure it out, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. Hold on. What the heck is that? Where'd you send it to me? On here? Or am I on X? I mean, too many places to send me stuff. Let me see. Open here. Let me see. All right. Open the YouTube video in a separate browser tab, preferably Chrome. And then just find that, share that one on there. Okay. I got your laptop travel. Let me give that a try real quick. While we're 5 minutes out. Hold on. Let's see. So if we do this and I pop this open, hold on. Let me find something that's actually talking. Hold on. All right, let me see. I might know what you're talking about here. That would be great. Trump's live speech today. Let me stop this thing because it's driving me crazy over here. Here, we'll just X out of this one. There we go. Do this. Hold on. AP. Let's see. I'll open that one over here. And let's see. Is anybody talking? I need somebody talking. This just has a picture of the thing. Let me just put a video on. Who do you guys want to listen to? Nelly just literally came to my head. And what song? Country Grammar. I don't even know why I thought of that, but here we go. Here, this song. All right, now we got this. Let me see if I go over here, if this is what it does. Hold on. I need to go and remove that. Oh, hold on. I have to. Holy shit! What am I doing? Remove that, and then I have to go here. Um, Stop that one. Share screen, and let me see. Nelly, share that thing. There we go. Now, can you guys hear that? Now, let me know. I can't even. What the heck is going on? Where the hell's my screen at? There it is. Can you hear that now? And then let me see. Hold on. Let me put it up on here. Hold on. Oh shit! What did I just do? God damn it! Hold on. Jesus Christmas. What did I do? Oh, add stage right there. All right. Can you hear that now, laptop travel? How's that? Can you hear that now? Did I do it? No. I can't hear Nelly right now. Are you kidding me? And I don't know. I thought that was the way to do it. To be honest with you, shit. God damn it. I'm not sure how to. You could hear it, Robin? That work? Oh, we got it to work. Oh, perfect. All right. Well, let's now I know how to do it. We just have to do it like that. Oh, everything. Yeah. Now we're going. We even have Nelly on. I even know how to do that. Now we got it. There we go. Here. So like that, I guess. Okay, I think I made it. Whoa, what did I do? My screen. Hold on. Change that real quick. All right. Anyway, good enough, right? You can hear it. You guys did not work. All right. Let's turn Nelly off. Now that we know that Nelly works, and now let's find Trump on this exact screen. So now we got to go like this. Don't ask me why I thought of Nelly, but I just did. Trump live speech today. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, now we're gonna have fun, aren't we? I guess we'll just go to the AP. It doesn't look like they're talking because we would know because we had Nelly on. Oh, guys, we might have the feed's going to be great again. Remember how great that feed was the other day? That was so much fun. Anyway, there you go. I don't know why I hit something where it's like a little bit weird, but I'm not going to try to mess with it at this point because it's all seems to work. I think I could do that and just take myself out of it, but no, it should be like maximized here. I don't know what I did. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. There we go. All right, so when he comes on, guys, we can do that. And in the meantime, oh wait a second, this is what I messed up. I deleted the other one. I guess I had to. I don't know. Shit, I guess I had to stop that screen Can I? Yeah, I guess I have to. All right, shoot. Share again. All right. Let me see. I was gonna say we could go through and do the market and stuff until look at this great feed over here, guys. This thing's stellar. Hold on, I gotta add you back up here. There we go. And yeah, I messed up something. I'll figure that out later. We got everything, and we can don't get flagged. Stop the song. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right because of the copyright. I didn't even think about that when I just wanted to see if there was any sound on something, but you're right about that. And I need to adjust my mic setting to be louder than the audio. All right, there you go. Boop. There we are. And I'll honestly just mute it out if there. Let me know if it sounds like the mic's messing up the sound when it comes on. But there you go. We'll have that on. I guess I could hold on because that's not going to be that one. If I find the AP one and put it over here, it might. I might. Well, I should be able to hear this one, I guess, when it starts up. And if I jump off, someone pay attention to the feed, and then I'll go back to the charts. I have to stop this thing. I can't have two of them at the same time, which is perfectly fine. So I just have to come back to it and do that screen again. So I'll stop that there, and then we'll go and do this, share that one. And let me see over there. And that, I think, no, it'd be that one there. And then we add that like that and down there like that. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's fully on there now. All right, cool. So there you go. All right. So anyway, that should be there. All right. We have it figured out now, guys. How awesome is that? So now we can do the Trump thing live. So I should be able to hear, but if I don't know when he comes on, somebody just give me a quick heads up in the thing. And breaking news: AI fuels blue collar productivity boom across manufacturing. Palantir Technology chief tells Fox Business. And oh, here we go. We're already on. Oh shit! Let me get back over here. Damn. Hold on. Shoot. I'm not even fast enough here. Hold on. I got to figure out how to do this again. Damn. Why did I even do that before? Hold on. There we go, everybody. Hold on. Let me get back over here. Let me put it on. There we are.
Millions and millions of Americans.
All right, let's listen.
This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888 murderers, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person.
Look at that.
This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels.
He sure is playing Santa with Boyle's bodies.
Words such as that just absolutely forbidden. We had the worst trade deals ever made, and our country was laughed at from all over the world. But they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11 months, we have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history. There's never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote and all 7 swing states and everything else, with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for insiders, illegal aliens, career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens. They decimated your hard-earned savings. They indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible
We're gonna get to the
situation
reason why he's
all
talking.
over the globe. But now you have a
We're
president
going
who
to war,
fights
dude.
for
Let's talk
the
about it.
law-abiding, hardworking people of our country, the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed into our country, a feat which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. In other words, in a few short months,
definitely
we
leading up
went
to
from
it, just-
worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities.
And now
Just
we're
take a
bombing
look at
Venezuela.
Washington, D.C. It's at levels of safety that we've never seen before. And they decimated the bloodthirsty foreign drug cartels. We
Here
did
we
that
go.
all by ourselves with our people. And we're so proud of it because they were poisoning and destroying our population. Drugs brought in by ocean and by sea are now down 94%. We have broken the grip of sinister woke radicals in our schools, and control
Look at that
over
feed they
those
have
schools
over
is
there.
back now in the hands of our
Wild.
great and loving states where education belongs. After rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead.
He definitely
Here
did
at home,
that, though.
we're bringing our
No one can
economy
argue
back
that.
from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before.
They did that
I
too.
am bringing those high prices down and bringing them down very fast.
I don't know about
Let's
that,
look
Trump.
at the facts.
I might argue
Under the
about
Biden
that one.
administration, car prices rose 22%, and in many states, 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%.
My gas is
Hotel
cheaper, I'll give
rates
you
rose
that.
37%.
cheaper.
Airfares rose 31%. Now, under our leadership, they are all coming down and coming down fast. Democrat
I don't know how
politicians
fast,
also
but
sent the
let's
cost
see.
of groceries soaring.
Groceries
but we're
are
solving
ridiculous,
that too.
Trump.
The
Come to
price
New
of a
Jersey. It's
Thanksgiving
insane.
turkey was down 33%
I
compared
don't
to
know.
the Biden
He's not
last
shopping in New
year.
Jersey, guys.
The
I'm
price
telling
of
you.
eggs is down 82% since March,
Eggs
and
came
everything
down
else
too.
is
They're
falling
cheaper
rapidly.
than they were.
And it's not done yet. But boy, are we
Good.
making
Get these
progress. Nobody
prices
can
down.
believe what's
Food
going on.
prices are insane around
Here are
here.
just some of the efforts that we have underway. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back clean, beautiful coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember
We're
that.
praying for you, Sam.
The wages, just look at it.
Sitting in the
Wages
most
are
woke
going up
restaurant
much
at Panera listening
faster
to this.
than inflation. How big is that?
Gas is way
Very
down
importantly,
in Texas.
there
Yeah,
are more
gas is
people
down.
working
It's under
today than at
$3 in
any
New
time
Jersey.
in American history, and 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. This historic trend will continue. Already, I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far greater national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore. Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs. And that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen, AI, automobiles. We're doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail. Totally failed. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. And that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year. And next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed one big, beautiful bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend. In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776.
That's nice.
Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military. And I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military. And last year, we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interests to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward. And I used the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called most favored nation, and no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, TrumpRx.gov. And these big price cuts will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower costs. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost. And you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are demanding those increases, and it's their fault. It is not.
You probably know Vistaprint
What the
for
hell
business
is
cards
this?
because we've printed them for millions of small businesses over the past 25
What is
years.
going on? Skip this
to the
bullshit.
people
What is
so you
going
can
on here?
buy your own health
The
care.
hell?
You get much better health care at a much lower price.
Commercials.
The only losers will be insurance
Trump on.
companies that have gotten rich and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies. They will not be happy, but that's okay with me because you, the people, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that, $5,000 to $10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a national
We lose that
energy
every month in New
emergency.
Jersey right
Gasoline
now.
is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon.
Mine's
And within
like
the next
280.
12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody, or certainly not very soon. Prices on electricity and everything else will fall dramatically. The
I hope
Democrat
so.
inflation disaster, again,
Someone
the
give
worst
him
in
a
the
value.
history of our
He's on
country,
fire.
also robbed millions of Americans of
He's
home
got his
ownership and
Coke
indeed the
scarf
American dream. The yearly cost
Where's
of
this
a
Coke
typical
scarf
new
guy
mortgage
at? He
increased
needs
by
him in the background right now. He
$15,000
needs that
under
crew from the other
Democrat
night.
rule. In 11 months, we've already gotten that annual cost down by $3,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see. The numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot, and mortgage payments will be coming down even further. Early the new year, and you will see this, in the new year, I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing costs was the colossal border invasion. We have never been invaded. This is the worst thing that, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border. The last administration and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing while your rent and housing costs skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Over 60% of growth in the rental market came from foreign migrants. At the same time, illegal aliens stole American jobs and flooded emergency rooms, getting free health care and education paid for by you, the American taxpayer. They also increased the cost of law enforcement by numbers so high that they are not even to be mentioned. For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration as migrants go back home, leaving more housing and more jobs for Americans. In the year before my election, all net creation of jobs was going to foreign migrants. Since I took office, 100% of all net job creation has gone to American-born citizens, 100%. In the end, government either serves the productive, patriotic, hardworking American citizen, or it serves those who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States of America. And we're going to put an end to it. For so long as before my election, the vast majority of good and decent Americans were forced to watch as corrupt politicians plundered the halls of power, exploited our taxpayers, and pillaged every system that makes civilized society function. But not anymore, and you see that every day, not anymore. We're putting America first, and we are making America great again. Very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation has stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected. And our country is back. stronger than ever
Don't
before.
sound like we're
We're
going to war.
poised for an economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen. Soon we will host the World Cup and the Olympics,
Someone's
both of
pumping the
which I
market,
got.
baby. Let's
But most
go.
importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the
I wonder where
entire
that's at,
globe.
Robin.
We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all.
No war. He's pumping this market, baby. Pump it up, pump it up. Pump it up, pump it up. There you go, everyone. How about that for you? And let's get back over here and we'll go like that. And then I'll go like this. Oh, let's add that. And then we can do that. There we go. And how about that, everybody? We even figured out how to get our now we know how to do live feeds too, guys. So that was cool. Now I know how to do it. You just got to go on a different tab and do it that way. And then it comes right up. That's a piece of cake to do. Cool. There we go, everybody. How about that? Do you like that? Now, I think everybody was reading through the old messages. There's Michael Anthony. What time did he start speaking? That's why it isn't on TV. I'm not sure. He started at 9 o'clock, like right on the dot. Michael Anthony. I thought he'd come in late, but he was definitely on the dot. And there you go. He's going to lose the midterms, isn't he? Here, I think he's not looking good. That's for sure. And he's going after his least favorite politician, who he argues are illegal aliens and should be deported. And there you go. And sounds like an end of the year. This is what I did speech. That's what it did sound like. Really, nothing came out of that, Robin. I agree. Hopefully the market gets pumped up or something. I mean, I don't know about that, but that was like a nothing burger right there. And just about what Trump did this year. So anyway, there you go. Well, at least one thing's cool. We figured out how to do live feeds and get that shit on here. So now every time we have somebody speaking or something like that, we can just get it set right up now and know exactly how to do it. So that works out pretty well. And I think we went through the entire market already. How about that? Crypto, it's still down there, but not as red. I would say it was like bouncing around. I saw the stock cube was moving around there, getting a little greener as it was as he was talking. But again, we'll see what the market reacts. What's the futures look like now? Let me look at the Yahoo Finance and we'll see what's going on over there. Thanks, Laptop Travel, for helping me out there getting that live feed going. That definitely helped out big time. So appreciate that. And let's see. Luis Rodriguez said he got the Christmas fuzzies. There you go. Sounds like the end of the year speech, and that's what he did. Oh, what the heck happened? I'll agree to your terms. That's fine. Futures are up. S&P positive 0.2%. It's up. Dow futures up 0.05 and the Nasdaq up 0.40. So that is what they look like at the moment right there anyway. And let's see what else is going on. Let me see. I think I read them, and yeah, I did read that. Let's see if there's anything going on over here and what to look at. And again, it sounded like he knew the market was about to take a huge tanking, guys. And I don't know if he's trying to pump up the market there or what. He didn't say anything pretty much particularly. He didn't mention anything cannabis related, and he didn't say we were going to war. So that's a good thing too. It was just kind of like, hey, this is what I did this year. The country's in good shape and let's go. I don't know how to react to that. I don't even know how the market's going to react to that, to be completely honest with you. It was kind of odd. And it really was no substance to it. And so, yeah, except the only real substance was, to be honest with you, was the military's getting that $1,176 check and before Christmas, and they deserve it. So that is good, to be honest with you. I like to hear things like that. So I'll take that. But that was about it. That's all I really heard. Deck the halls with rows of rallies. Follow Trump is here to scold the nation there. And I would say so. And so yeah, it's he didn't really say anything too crazy there. I'm not gonna lie, guys. So we'll see how the market wants to react to that speech tomorrow. But I'm kind of excited that we figured out how to get the old sound on and figure out how to do that. So that was pretty cool right there. Now we know for the future, Robin and everybody else, so that'll help out in the future. We can definitely do some more live feeds, and when people are doing stuff, we love to do stuff like that and do commentary. So now we know how to do it, that's for sure. And let's see, did I get to everything? I think I got to everything. There's a lot of stuff up here. Let me see. I think I missed a lot, to be completely honest with you. I know we looked at Fig, and we did look at Chipotle was looking good. CMG right here, that was up today, looking pretty decent. And Adobe, I knew you wrote one and I forgot, I skipped past it. Adobe looking good right there. I do like that look right there. So Adobe looking much better. JNUG was looking good. AQN, let's see what that's up to. That Alkaline, what is that? Algonquin Power Utilities or something. I'm not even sure what the heck that thing is. Let me look at it over here. AQN. Oh, let me write it in right, and it might help out. Here you go. It's looking all right. We'd have to look at that one in the morning right there for AQN. Lucid right here. ASPI looking really good. At least it did earlier. And LC, what the hell is it? LCID. That's it, Lucid. And dipping down there pretty good, that's for sure. We'll have to keep an eye on that. ASPI was looking pretty good this morning. Did have a little bit of pullback. And that light was running up there a little bit. It looks like anyway. Let's see. It ran up this morning. Did have some pullback. Ran up a little more in the after hours right there. Let me see what else is going on. Let's see. SOC, some huge news for their pipeline. What is that one right there? Sable Offshore Corp. So that one did go ripping up there, I would say. So keep an eye on that. And you guys couldn't hear me there for a while, but we finally got the audio figured out. So thanks for sticking around there and sticking through that. Now we know how to do it in the future. So thank you, Laptop Travel. That helped out big time. So now we know how to do it. And now Grab right here is going down. Could see this little bottom. And again, I think Trump was trying to just pump the market up. That market's not looking so good. And we'll see what happens, but yeah, no war news, that's for sure. It sounded like he was leading it in there as he was talking about the cartels and this and that and stopping everything and the drugs and the fentanyl, and then he just kind of flew right through that like it wasn't a big deal and moved right past it. So yeah, we're not going to war, so that's a good thing anyway. And let's see what's going on over here. We were talking about Venezuela's army. And then I was searching sounds and couldn't figure out anything. But you guys, we finally got it. So I'm just kind of cruising through. And let's see. Let me see. TPL, what isn't that? Hold on. What is that? No, I was thinking of something else. Texas Pacific Land. That's way, holy shit, that's up $62 there today. Pretty good right there. Announced today an SEC filing of $150 million data center. So there you go. They got a data center right there. Let me see what else is going on over here. And we got it to work. Everybody was excited. Turn the song off. Yeah, I had Nelly on there, but that will get us flagged from YouTube because of copyright stuff. So anyway, there we go. I was just jamming out because whatever. I just thought of Nelly. I have no idea why, but anyway. And so yeah, now we have voice and videos and audio and mics and everything going now. We got a whole show rocking and rolling. And let's see, Trump was trying to play. I'm telling you, I thought he was going to go lead into it too, to be honest with you, but yeah, waiting for the shipping drugs and all that. But then he was talking about the prescription drugs coming down, all kinds of stuff. Didn't mention anything about the Epstein file, so I would have liked to heard that. That's for sure. And so, hey, Sam, how'd you make out there? You were sitting in a Panera Bread at a Panera, which is a pretty woke store, and listening to the Trump speech out loud. So that's pretty funny. I hope you made it out alive there and everything was all right. It wasn't such a bad speech, I wouldn't say, but still not a place that you want to be having a blast in, but oh well. And let's see, gas is dirt cheap in New Jersey. Yeah, it's under $3. It was $2.80 today. I just went and got it today, so it was $2.80. not bad at all, I would say. I remember when it was like $4 and $5. So yeah, definitely coming way down. Usually when gas comes down, everything else can come down for the most part. So anyway, clean, beautiful coal. Don't you love that laptop? Isn't coal always just so clean and beautiful? In them coal mines, I always thought so. But anyway, when the government fires everyone, then yep, the private sector is the only employer available. That is true. And Walmart's not hiring. Let's see what else is going on over here. We were talking about the military and all kinds of other things. No Epstein files, though. And short UNH, you said. That's pretty funny. And apparently, let's see. Boom, boom. Healthcare is in a disarray. The system is broken down. And it's not an easy fix, that's for sure. So yeah, I agree right there. Oh yeah, we had our Coke scarf on. We needed it tonight. And he does speak very strongly, no doubt about that. Michael Anthony, and let's see what else is going on. It doesn't stop Michael Anthony. And Michael Anthony, he's hanging out. He was like, yeah, you guys got the feed on here. This is awesome. And let's see what else is going on. Yeah, who the hell has $6 gallon of gas? Robin, I don't even know where that's. Like, I live in one of the most expensive areas. Laptop Travel does in Hawaii too, when he's over in Hawaii. But we'll just consider like these states in the inside of the country. And yeah, New Jersey, New York, we're gonna have probably the highest prices. Basically, I would have to assume. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Oh, I don't pump my gas either, so I don't know if that makes a difference. But anyway, yeah, our gas has definitely been way down. That's for sure. So that sounds good. And or it's been good anyway. And let me see. Smart Money should respond with a blah burger. Definitely not a Happy Meal. I agree. Nothing real crazy right there. NMU 244 in the after hours was looking good. CPI data tomorrow. He mentioned inflation's down. Did he give us a hint of what's coming tomorrow? That's interesting. Deleted. Good pickup on that one. Good ears. Good call. And yeah, that's interesting for sure. And Joseph Levy, man, it wasn't for him coming on, then you would have had help getting the audio. Yeah, I'm telling you, I would have never known how to get this audio going on there, Joseph Levy. I always wonder how the hell to do it. I always forget to ask Rep, but Laptop Travel had it figured out instead. So there you go, guys. I would say that was a pretty fun time, and we got to even. Dougie, you don't pump your gas, we pump our fish. Do you know it, Joseph Levy? Do you know that I made that video and all for them guys when back in the day when they made that song? I made the video and it ended up getting featured on MTV. This is they talked about it on the show. I'll tell you a funny story. So I used to make all kinds of videos back in the day, and I used to make ones for Cavino and Rich for Tickle Sack. That's their funny group band name and group name that they do songs under, parody songs. They're hilarious. And so they made a song called "We Don't Pump Our Gas, We Pump Our Fist," and it was all about New Jersey and pumping your not pumping your gas and pumping your fist. So I made a video on YouTube on it, and then MTV did this whole entire special. I'm not even kidding, about the whole Jersey Shore show and everything. And they wanted to use that song and video, so they contacted CNR, and we all had to sign off on it for MTV to actually be able to use it. So yeah, we signed off on it and gave them permission, and it was on one of their MTV specials. So how funny is that? And from Jersey Shore show, and yep, absolutely, yeah. So they did a special on MTV on that. Them Jersey Shore people seem like they're coming back around and getting popular again for some reason. They just did that roast on the situation. I think the situation's been clean for like years now and has like a business and stuff, and it's doing much better. So that's good to see, because he was all whacked out of his mind. He certainly was all pilled out and doing crazy things. So anyway, yeah, it's good to see. But yeah, they seem to be getting into the news a lot lately, I feel like. But anyway, yeah, that's we did that. They did that song. I made the video, and it ended up on MTV. So pretty funny little tidbit right there for you guys. So yeah, I used to make all kinds of fun videos back in the day. Like I said, I was making videos for a long time. Was making the shooting videos for a long time. I made the Cooking with Skinny mini series like over 15 years ago. So there you go. Gas prices in California. I mean, that's probably their fault. I knew Hawaii was going to be a lot, and Washington a lot, 404, and is that Oklahoma is 240. And that's not too much. But yeah, Washington right there, that's a lot too. But They're out in Seattle, Washington, right? Is that, or is it the state Washington? I'm not sure. It's probably the state of Washington, the state Washington. Um, but yeah, California, that's their fault. That's Newsom. He's an idiot. So I can't say that that's yeah, I guess maybe gas prices are high out in California, but everybody else's gas prices besides like Hawaii and maybe Washington are like probably under $3 or right around $3 or so. So yeah, if you live in Jersey and your prices are that cheap, yeah, I assume everybody else's are pretty low too. But can't guarantee you. But yeah, California, they're idiots out there. So who knows? And I'm sure New York gas prices aren't exactly that cheap. I didn't look when we were over there over the weekend. I made sure I filled up my gas tank before I left, so I didn't have to buy gas or stop in New York because I was like, that would be a nightmare. I bet I don't even know where you'd find a gas station in New York City because that place is crazy. I honestly in Times Square or anywhere near there, I've never seen a gas station. Where the hell do you even get gas at in New York? I have no idea. But anyway, there you go, everybody. I would say that's a pretty fun market review. We even listened to a little Nelly earlier. We figured out how to get live streams, watch the Trump speech. It wasn't even that long. He was on fire, and we'll see if he pumped the market tomorrow. So, we'll be on at 7 a.m. to see the reaction and what's going on. And I think it's more or less, I don't know if there's going to be a huge reaction to that, but more eyes on MU with that huge beat today. So let's see how that does and that reacts to the market. And then obviously tomorrow, like we were just saying, on Thursday right here, you do have your CPI report and your inflation and everything else. So like the lead had said, did he give us a little hint because he said inflation's down? I'm not so sure. I don't feel like it's down, to be honest with you. I don't know about you guys, but like I said, food prices are ridiculous still. So I guess it depends on where you live. I know some people have said their food prices are really cheap, like in Texas and stuff. New Jersey is not the case. So anyway, there you are, everybody. I'd say that's a fun time listening to the show or listening to Trump, I mean. And maybe you're listening to the show. Maybe you guys had a fun time doing that, but I had a good time figuring out how to get that to work. Thanks for being patient through that. And thanks, Laptop Travel, for getting that figured out for me because I'm an idiot and can't figure anything out like that. But you certainly know how to do things and get me to figure things out. So I appreciate it. And everybody else hanging out, thanks for all the feedback. Deleted and Joseph Levy, of course, and Robin, good to see you this evening. And glad you're hanging out tonight. And of course, Michael Anthony was hanging out for a little bit. Doge Mama 9 always hanging out. Asian Jolie, Zach's always hanging out as well, and so many other people always hanging out. Deep Soul Diving. Who else was on here? I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did, I apologize. And of course, Luis Rodriguez, Laptop Travel, gave me a lot of help. Deleted. And so there you are. I think we did get to everybody. I don't know if I missed anybody. Oh, Sam was on there hanging out in Panera. We definitely got to give a shout out to Sam. He might not even, we didn't even hear back from him. I don't know how that went. Let's see if he got out alive out of there. But anyway, there you go. Newsom keeps having to raise the gas prices because he spends the money like a drunk sailor, and it's easy pickings. Yeah, he has to raise it up so that he finds another dumb, idiotic reason to spend it somewhere else. It's kind of crazy. So always a good time. Deleted. Well, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate you always hanging out, and Joseph Levy and everybody else. So enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. And again, that was a fun time. And now we're really going to have fun now that we know how to do the live stream. So now anytime people are speaking, because I had no idea how to get that figured out. I guess it would have been smart if I would have just looked it up on StreamYard, but I guess I'm not that smart to do that. So I still couldn't figure it out. I was like, how the hell do I do this? And I kept forgetting to ask Rep, but God bless Laptop Travel, always coming through for us on this show. That's for sure. So greatly appreciate everything you always do, Laptop Travel. So be sure to follow him. Check out his newsletter. Of course, it's always great. He's always sending out some great information. And of course, he'll be on at 4 a.m. in our Discord with the 4 a.m. Warriors. So we'll see how the market wants to look. Laptop Travel will probably have the first look at it at 4 a.m. And then we'll be back on at 7 a.m. to do our pre-market show and see what it looks like at that point. Can it get any more red? It could. But like I was saying earlier and in the Discord earlier, the Qs are hitting a pretty good spot down here. That could bounce off. So will they pull back one more day? They possibly could. Your SPY's getting caught up in your hitting the 2050 and coming down to that trend line. So could they get dipping down some more? They could. but it's not looking so bad. And we'll see if that Trump effect had a little pump for tomorrow. So there you go, everybody. We'll be on at 7 a.m. Be sure to follow along on X, YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. Bitcoin's at 86.5 right now. Ethereum's at 28.38, and the Solana's back to 123. So they were looking way better earlier. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And again, we do this show every Sunday night through Thursday night at 8 p.m. And then we do our pre-market show Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. So you guys know we'll be on tomorrow morning. That'll be great. Now I can live stream the Fed speeches, the earning reports, and all that good stuff. Luis Rodriguez, you're not kidding. As a matter of fact, you know what? I just realized, because we'll have to do it next time. I probably could stream it right through the old through here. Well, I'm not gonna do it right now, but yeah, I saw it pop up on X, and maybe I could just stream it right through X, because I could just put that window up there. So I'll check it out tomorrow, play around with it a little bit. But yeah, thanks guys for helping out, and yeah, we can stream all kinds of fun stuff now. So greatly appreciate all the feedback, everybody hanging out. Come back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It'll be 1 week till Christmas tomorrow. How crazy is that? So next Thursday, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, next Thursday, you'll be waking up. Santa Claus will be at your house, and you'll be opening presents and all that good stuff, going to Christmas dinner. And then the next thing you know, we'll be getting ready for New Year. So there you go, guys. So if you're not ready for Christmas, you basically have 1 week left. Go and get ready, and make sure you go hide the elf. And there you go, everybody. So I'll catch you guys in the morning. Enjoy your night. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.